Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar. Let me first of all introduce myself. So I'm Elise Khoure, the Training and Customer Success Manager here at LEXZUR. Thank you for taking time out and being here today. We'll be running a live Q&A at the end of the webinar, so please feel free to ask all your questions. And if you miss anything, don't worry. We'll be sending around the on-demand recording when it's available. Now let me share my screen. So basically, the purpose of this webinar is to offer valuable insights into how financial reporting contributes to improving the overall performance and success of law firms. During this webinar, we will delve into the ways effective financial reporting practices can be utilized to inform business decisions and foster long-term success within the legal industry. So to be able to generate reports in the system, first of all, you should have access to this or to the billing module. So only the accountant and the administrator in the system will have access to these reports. Now, to be able to generate billing reports, you should click on the billing from the main menu. If you click on the reports, you will be redirected to a page where you can access all the reports available in the system. As you can see here, the reports are segregated by sections, where in the first section we have the expenses report. So first of all, I have the statement of expenses, where from the specific report, I can generate all the statement of expenses based, as you can see here, on specific filters. So I can filter by specific line name. I can filter by specific expense category, matter, paid on date, reference number, or contract ID. So let me take an example here and filter by the client, which is in my instance called BLP Industry. So whenever I run the report, as you can see here, I will get the statement of expenses, including the category, including the total, as you can see here, and I'll have the option as well from the same report to export it to Excel or to Word. So this is the first report available related to the expenses, called Statement of Expenses. The second report as well related to the expenses is the expenses per client, where from this specific report, I can access all the expenses by specific client, as you can see here. So all the expenses related to BLP Industry with their expense category, with their total, between two specific dates. So you can filter by specific dates as well. So let's say I would like to filter by from Jan 2023, the 3rd till now. So as you can see here, this is the expenses per client report showing all the expenses per client between these dates. Also, this report can be exported to Excel, and I'll have the option to show more details. If you'd like to access more details like the matter ID, like the practice area, the matter name, the value, all the details, it will appear on the same report. And as well, I can access the same matter by just clicking on the ID automatically from there. So this is for the second report called Expenses per Client report. If we go back to the reports page, as you can see here also, we have under the accounts, the chart of accounts, where I can access all the accounts, as you can see here, with their types, with the currency, with the balance, if this is a system account already created by default in the system, or you are the one created this account. If you'd like to add more accounts to this list, You can do so by just clicking on the Tools button. So from the Add Account here, I'll be redirected to a page where I can specify the account name. Let's say it's related to bank. I can include the account type. If this is an asset, if this is an expense, if this is a liability, equity, or income. And the account number, if you'd like to include it, the currency, if you'd like to choose any currency, the description, if you'd like to show it in the dashboard, visible to all users or not. And whenever I click on Save, it will appear under the accounts in the system. Also, I'll have the option from the same page to search by specific account. And also, if I click on the account name, let's say this account, Alice card account. So by just clicking on the account name, the system will redirect me to a page where I can access all the transactions related to the specific account for this year, as you can see here. And you can filter by specific dates as well. Also, if I go back to the chart of accounts to the same page, from the Tools button, I can also access only the list of clients account, list of suppliers accounts, and the list of partner accounts. So by just clicking here on the list of clients account as an example, I can access all the accounts related to my clients with the currency, with the balance due, with the credited, with the debited amount, all in one single report. Also, I can export the list to Excel if needed, and I can, from the advanced search, I can filter by specific account types. Let's say I would like to access only all the accounts with the type bank, as an example, with specific balance, with the currency, AED, etc. So whenever I click on Submit, as you can see here, these are all the accounts available in the system, in my system, with the account type bank. So this is for the chart of accounts. If I go back to the reports, also I have the accounts receivable and the accounts payable. So under the accounts receivable, I have 3 different reports. The first one is the accounts receivable, where I can filter by specific dates, as you can see here. I can specify if I would like to include also the paid ones or not. And whenever I run the report, I can access all the accounts related to the clients with the status overdue, open, or partially paid, as you can see here. So these are all the accounts receivable with their total and with the balance. This report can be printed, can be exported to Excel or to PDF. And from the columns here, I'll have the option to include, if I would like, the matter ID, the assignee, the requested by, and the referred by user as well. As you can see here, it will come up into the same report. The second report available in the accounts receivable is the aging summary, where you can, it's the same as the accounts receivable report, but here you have the option to filter to a specific date by aging by due date or by the invoice date, as you can see here. So you can specify, and you can as well specify the number of periods that should appear into your report and the days period. So now here, let me specify the number of periods equal to 3 and the days per period equal to 30. And if you'd like to include the paid ones as well. So whenever I run the report, I can access the account receivable aging report for the current period from 1 to 30 days, 31 to 60, and bigger than 61. Number of period is 3. If you'd like to include more, so you can increase here the number of periods, as you can see here. So this is the accounts receivable aging summary by due date, because I filtered by due date to this specific date that can be as well exported to Excel or printed. Third report available in the accounts receivable, which is the aging details, where I can here, the same as we did in the aging summary, I can filter by aging by due date or invoice date. I can specify the number of periods and the days per period. And whenever I run the report, I have more details, which includes here the client name, the date, the due date, the status, the age, so the number of days, as you can see here, and the total. I can as well include some columns here in the report, like the matter ID, like the assignee, requested by, and referred by if needed. Same reports are available as well in the accounts payable. And these are related to all the payables accounts that you should pay, not the clients. So from there, I can as well filter by specific dates. And as you can see here, these are all related to my suppliers, where I can access all the billing, all the transactions with their dates, with their statuses and the total. And I can as well export them to Excel or to PDF. The other reports are the same here. I have the accounts payable aging summary and the accounts payable aging details, where I can here also specify if would like to filter by the aging by due date or invoice date, and include the number of periods and the days per period that should appear in the report. And whenever you run the report, you have access to all the accounts payable, including the supplier name, including the total in one single report. If you go back to the reports as well, you have also reports related to the matters. And matters in the system means matters and cases. So first of all, I have the judgment value versus the matter value per client, where if you inputted this data into your cases, you can, from this report, you can filter by specific dates, and you can access all your clients with the total matter values, with the total expenses, with the total judgment values, and the total recovered values if there's any. This report can as well export it to Excel. I can also show details if you'd like to show more details related to the specific report. And I can also, from the same action button here, I can view them in a chart. So it will redirect me into a chart where you can access the judgment value versus the matter value per client. And as you can see here, I can access the recovered value, the judgment value, the total expenses in green, and the value in blue by each client. If you go back to the matters also, you have a report called Work in Progress Report or WIP report, where I can access all the uninvoiced activities, all the time entries, expenses, billable items, which no invoice has been issued or invoiced yet. So whenever I click on the work in progress, as you can see here, I can as well filter. So I can filter by specific dates. I can filter by specific client, by matter, by practice area, by specific workflow status, and so on and so forth. If you'd like only to include specific type, like only the time entries, only the expenses, so you can specify, or all of them. If you'd like to specify here the billing method, only the hourly rate or only the fixed fee. If you'd like to include the draft invoices and the codes in your report, so you can include them as well. And if there is any data available in the system between these two specific dates, I can, whenever I search, as you can see here, it will appear automatically there. And I'll have the option to group here. So I can group by matter or by matter and show details. So as you can see here, of course, should have here, whenever I group by matter and show details, it will, the matter information will appear there, as you can see here. the matter ID, the practice area, the assignee, the total amount, and I can access the time entries here that is not yet invoiced at the level of this matter. From the three dots here, I can export this report to Excel or to PDF. If I go back to the reports, I have as well a report called time entries per month, where I can automatically from there, as you can see here, it will take automatically this month, and I can filter by other months if needed. So as you can see here, I can access the time logs for all users for March. So the total hours is 7 hours. The total invoice without tax, with tax, the total collected without tax, and the total collected with tax, and the total invoiced and collected with and without tax. And the time logs for each user in the system. Also, this report can be exported to Excel if needed. If I go back to the reports, I have the profitability assessment where I can, from the specific report, filter, as you can see here, by specific dates. And as you can see here, I can access all the invoices with the profit at the level of each invoice. So you can access all the details, the client, the total, the paid amount, the balance due, if it's related to a specific matter, so you can access the matter related, the matter information, the assignee user, and you can access the profit if it's positive or negative. This report as well can be exported to Excel if needed. The last report available in the matters is the invoice time entries. So if you'd like to access all the time entries that you issue an invoice, you can access it automatically from there with the status, as you can see here. If it's already paid, if it's open, if it's partially paid, if it's still draft, overdue. So you can access the report automatically from there with all the related information. If this is related to a specific matter, if this is the time entry username, the time entry total hour, etc. So all these details will appear there. And also this report can be exported to Excel if needed. Also, I have other reports available in the billing module, as you can see here in the statement, where from the account statement, I can specify, or I can filter by specific dates, and then I can specify an account. Let's say BLP industry. I can specify here a currency if I would like to filter by the account currency or the entity currency. And whenever I click on submit, as you can see here, this is the account statement related to the specific account, which is in my case, BLP industry, where I can access all the account statement with the total, with the balance, with the debit and credit amount. Also, this report can be exported to Excel or to Word, and you have the option also to show all the previous transactions or not. So you can enable or disable this feature. Other report available under the statement is the client statement. So if you'd like to generate the client statement, you just need to go through this report, specify the client name. So let's say it's BLP, filter by specific dates. And whenever you click on submit, also you can show the previous transaction on the specific report or not. And this is the client statement related to BLP with the balance and with the total. That can be exported as well to Excel or to Word. You have as well the trial balance. So from the trial balance, I can filter by specific dates, and then I can access all the accounts, the assets with the debit amount, with the credit amount, with the balance, the liability accounts, as you can see here, the equity, the income, the expenses, third party, if there's any, with their total. So credit and debit balance should be equal. Other than the trial balance, I have the balance sheet where I can specify to a specific date to run the report. And as you can see here, I can access all the assets, the current assets, as you can see here, all the accounts will appear there. And this is the total assets. I can access the liabilities, as you can see here, stockholders' equity in one single report. If I click on the show details, it will redirect me to the detailed balance sheet, including the accounts, as you can see here. So if I click on a specific account, I can access the balance and the previous transactions automatically from there. This report can be exported to Word or to Excel. And this can be accessed automatically also from there, from the detailed balance sheet. Other report available there, which is the income statement. I can filter by specific date, and then I can automatically from there, as you can see here, access the accounts, the income, the expenses accounts, the other expenses, and the net income for the filtered date. So this is my net income in my instance. Also, I have a report where I can access all the account statement related to clients, to suppliers, or to partners by specific dates as well, and by specific currency. So if you'd like to access all the accounts related to all the clients, you can from there access all the account statement related to all the clients. As you can see here, it will segregate each client with the statement of account, with the balance and with the total. This report as well can be exported to Excel or to Word. Also, as you can see here, I have the general ledger and the detailed general ledger. So from the general ledger, I'll have the option to filter as well by specific dates. As you can see here, all the accounts receivable, accounts payable, IT expenses with the debit, with the credit, with the balance will appear there, as you can see here, in one single report. This report can be printed, can be exported to Excel or to PDF. And if you'd like to have a detailed general ledger, you have another report available there where you can as well filter by specific dates. And there, as you can see here, in each account, I'll have all the details. As you can see here, this is the detailed general ledger, including the debit, the credit by account in one single report, based, of course, on the filter date. Last but not least, we have the VAT audit report. So if you'd like to generate a report including the VAT or the tax percentage, you can filter by specific dates. And as you can see here, I can access all the client or supplier with a tax number, with the date, with the reference number, the type, if this is an invoice, if this is an expense, the taxable amount and the tax amount, and as you can see here, the percentage in one single report. This report can be exported to Excel if needed. So basically, that's it for today's webinar. We showed you how you can generate the billing reports. In the remaining time, please feel free to ask all your questions if there's any. So if you have any question, please feel free to raise your question in the Q&A. If there's any question, please, related to the reports, Please feel free to ask them in the Q&A. So I think that we don't have any questions. So okay, I think we have a question now. Yes, so we have the option inside the system to create journals. So I will show you how you can do so automatically from the billing module. So let me share back my screen. So automatically from the billing module, you can, from the advanced, as you can see here, you can create a new journal. So you can specify from there, first of all, the date, the description of the journal, and from there, you should specify the account name. Let's say it's between Bank of Beirut and Petty Cash account, the debited amount and the credited amount, and this should be equal for sure. Can add as many lines as needed. So whenever I click on save, as you can see here, a new journal will be created in the system, and I can access this list automatically from the advanced by just clicking on the view journal. So this is all the journals that are not related to any client or to any suppliers in the system. Any other questions? So basically, if you have any other questions related to anything in the system, just to inform you that you can automatically from the system, we have the chat tool where you can start a new conversation with one of our agents, a live chat. And you can also automatically from your portal, you have the support icon where you can raise a support ticket automatically from there. If you'd like to ask any question, if you'd like to suggest an improvement or to report a bug, and our support team is available to support you. I think that's it for today's webinar. If you have any other questions, as mentioned before, please raise them in the chat icon. We'll be ready to support you anytime. Again, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here today. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next webinars.